about John
I'm surprised
Jinapor.
why you keep saying that it's PURC that increases the tariffs.
Well,
They only regulate.
Well, the
proposal,
the proposals are made
really,
by
they
the
are
utilities.
Yeah, certainly.
To the PURC. The
Yes.
PURC will look at it.
Yes.
And
they
then
say you
would
can't
either-
go beyond a certain figure.
Yes.
But that's not their act.
Yeah, I get it. Either approve or disapprove.
No, they can say that, well, we've looked at all the dynamics.
Yes.
The components are
Yes.
going to
And then we'll give you
determine
this.
the reckon, and then say, no, you
Yes.
can't impose
Yes.
this. But so that makes it their act of increasing or reducing.
Well, that's what I mean.
It's the managers of the utility, which is government,
No. What
that
I'm saying,
either
no.
increases the tariff or otherwise.
No. What I'm saying is that the PURC will look at the proposals.
Yes.
And either agree or disagree.
Yeah, so that makes
It's as
it
simple
their
as
act
that.
of either increasing or reducing.
I
Is that your suggestion?
think so.
Why is that?
Because I want 200. PURC says I can't give you 200. I'll give you 3. I'll give you 10.
So if you come with zero, they will tell you that yes, zero is fine.
Yes.
So it's not their act.
Oh no. So I'm saying that at the end of the day, they take the ultimate decision. That's the point I'm
But
making.
it's not their act.
No,
They're
I agree
only
with you.
regulating
I agree
how
with you.
much you can charge or
Exactly.
how much you can increase.
Yes.
So that increase is not the act of PURC.
That's
Let's get
fine.
it clear.
That's fine.
It's the utilities. And the utilities are managed by government.
Yes.
And government told us that because I don't want to saddle you with additional increases in the electricity tariff,
Yes.
let me levy you 1 CD on every liter because, according to them, the prices have reduced. True or false? So why are they going to PURC with any increases?
Okay. Is that to suggest that the 1 liter per 1 CD per liter
Yes.
proposal is that supposed to be the panacea to dealing with
That's
our
what we
problems?
were told
By who?
by
who?
the ministers of finance and energy.
Have you found the video?
Oh, I
said you
don't
have
need
the
a video. I don't need a video. I have the text as reported by my job online.
And what does the
In
what
terms
does
of,
the text say?
amongst other things, the minister said,
Okay.
in terms of available options, we could increase electricity tariffs or rely fully on the finance ministry, which was what was happening under President Akufo-Addo's government, or that we levy this levy to ensure that we don't increase the electricity tariff. That's what he said. That I don't want to go to the Ministry of Finance like President Akufo-Addo was doing. Neither do I want to increase electricity tariffs. So pay the 1 CD levy. That's all. Why? This one is in Greek. Or that's not the sense you got when John Jinapor and Ato Forson were in Parliament defending this imposition of 1 CD per liter on Ghanaians.
I know about the importance of Ghanaians paying extra, but I don't know about that being a substitute.
But that's what we were told.
Really?
If you got a different understanding, you can say so. That's what I understood the ministers, finance and energy, to be telling me.
Because the 1 CD,
Because you see,
the 1 CD per liter cannot deal with our problems.
Why not? You're getting 575 million a month extra.
Out of what? Someone 3 point something billion US dollars.
Oh, chief.
570 something
In fact,
million every month.
the minister told us also that this 1 CD levy
Yes.
is not to pay legacy debt. You see, reported on your online platforms.
Oh, okay.
But that he was going to use it to support fuel.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes, I do.
And then also what? Meanwhile, 90% at least of thermal generation is dependent on gas. Gas is part of the cost computation.
Yes.
It is only when there's some maintenance schedule that is programmed for the year that you need alternative fuel, which is liquid, to power the plants. During those periods, you are not paying for gas
Okay.
because the gas is not available for you to pay for. I agree that the amount of money that you generate or the saving you make for the non-purchase of gas is not enough
Okay.
to buy liquid fuel because liquid fuel is more expensive. But let nobody tell me that fuel is not part of the PURC reckoning in terms of tariff. Because it's not true. They've said it consistently. That PURC does not factor fuel or liquid fuel. Yeah, but why would they? Because 90% of your plants already depend on gas anyway. The problem, which we both know, is attributable to the inefficiencies in these utilities.
Okay.
Until you fix it, like you committed in your manifesto, which I have a copy here, we are not going to make any progress.
Okay.
The incessant shifting the responsibility to you and I poor souls has to stop. And they say they are resetting the country. Abi, Moro. This one is not part of the reset.
But don't we need resources to reset?
But the resources, you're going to get it from where? Through additional tariffs, same status quo,
if that is what,
remaining.
If that is what,
that's the reset.
If that is what
the reset
need,
is that
not?
I'm taking you 1 CD levy, right? In any event, government of Ghana doesn't import petroleum into this country. Any increase or reduction in price is largely driven by the market. Right?
Right.
Exchange rate, price of crude, and then their margins and taxes. But they told us that because the exchange rate is performing better.
Okay.
At the time, they had reduced to 10 point something. Today, what's your problem? Let me finish my point.
I'm not asking a question. Was it not true?
Yeah, it was true.
Yes.
Perfect.
So let's admit it and let's move on.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Today, COPEC is up in arms because, like we all know, the ability of the city to perform against the dollar is largely not within your control. Largely. Unless you are manipulating the system. So today, we are seeing that forex bureaus are quoting 13 cities. So prices are beginning to rise. I pray we don't get to 16. We shouldn't. Why? I also go to the market. I will never wish evil for you, your government, like you did to us. No. But the truth of the matter is that those savings, you and I, because of the market dynamics, should have been benefiting from it.
Right.
Government says I'm in dire straits. So give me 1 cedi of that. Because not doing so would mean that I have to increase the tariff.
Okay.
And I don't want to increase the tariff. So why are you turning around to now after taking my 1 cedi for almost 5 or 6 months to come and tell me that you want to take additional increase in my tariff? What's the meaning of that?
Okay. All right.
You understand them?
I understand you. I understand where you're coming from.
So please, the tariff there,
okay.
today or tomorrow.
All right. So I'm told John is on. John is on. Your good friend. So JJ is on. JJ is on. JJ, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us.
He used to be my good friend, not anymore.
Good morning. Good morning.
JJ, before we even proceed with our conversation, I thought Egyapa was your very good friend. Now he's telling me that was before.
He used to be. Not
He said a good friend.
No, he's my best friend.
He knows that
He's still your best friend.
Yes, he wants to denounce me in public.
He said he's sad you're denouncing in public.
Before the cock crows, you want to deny me in public.
No. This is not proper. This is not proper. But JJ, good to hear from you. How are you?
I'm fine, my brother.
Right. So I'm sure, as you have heard, there's a massive dispute here. Now, we're talking about the PURC's engagement with the MPP. The MPP says they're not interested, and they're only one of the key reasons is that we were told as Ghanaians that once 1 cedi was imposed on the liter of fuel, as the MPP has termed it, the D levy or the Dumsor levy, we should forget about any future increases in utility tariffs. And your very good friend, Jinapor Mercer, said you have said it in Parliament that the D levy was supposed to be a replacement of a future upward review of tariffs. So there's no justification why the PURC must come to us again with any tariffs. What exactly did you say in Parliament, and what do you make of what he said?
First of all, that's not true. That's inaccurate. Okay. I never said that. When we assumed office, and Egyapa, you've been in that office before, we did a full assessment of the situation, and we came to a determination that liquid fuels were not part of the tariff structure. And I was clear. I said liquid fuels. They were not part of the tariff structure. If you were to immediately put the liquid fuel as part of the tariff structure, you could increase the tariff by as much as 50%. So we said to help us procure some liquid fuels, and not burden electricity consumers, will put a 1 cedi levy to procure liquid fuel. And if you read the act that went to Parliament, it was specific that the 1 cedi or D levy or whatever you choose to call it is for the procurement of liquid fuels. Now, this MITO or tariff adjustment is for the utilities in terms of their capital recovery and investment. The two are different. And Japan knows the two are different. And if you check the records in Parliament and everything, we said that we needed liquid fuels. So I don't know how that could mean that there can be future tariff adjustments. Future tariff adjustments are not even determined by me as minister. It's determined by the PURC. And they have their own ingredient to determine whether there's a need for tariff adjustment or not. But once liquid fuels is not part of the tariff, and you have to procure that liquid fuel, either the finance minister has to budget for it, and it's also through raising revenue through taxation. But we thought that we should share the burden and not push everything onto the electricity consumer. So let's have 1 cedi so we can procure liquid fuel. It's as simple as that.
So, JJ, how was liquid fuel being procured in the past?
Egyapa is sitting on the program, and he can confirm. We inherited a huge debt. Initially, they were tasking ECG to procure the liquid fuel. And if you recall, Egyapa would confirm that we protested. Because ECG was then using amounts of money due IPPs to procure the liquid fuels. And the IPPs threatened to halt operation. In fact, as for Sinon Asogli, they even stopped operating. And so we thought that no, that was not proper. Let's ensure that the cash waterfall mechanism works. For the whole of 2024, the cash waterfall mechanism virtually did not work. And you can check from the PURC website. Since this year, January, the cash waterfall has been complied with and is in public. And you can check once again on the PURC website. But we needed to procure liquid fuel because it was part of the problem while we were having erratic supply of power. And if you check the record, and this is official, the whole of 2024, every month there was load shedding. Every month, partly because they could not procure the liquid fuel. And I can send you the GridCo official document, which I tabled before Parliament. From January to December 2024, every month there was load shedding. So we needed to do something to arrest the situation. He knows the sector is really bleeding, and he knows that. But you cannot just increase tariffs through the roofs. You have to manage it. And one way of managing it was to say that let's take a bit of the shock in terms of export price so that we can all move together. And the documents are available. We are open to any investigation, and we are available to answer any question.
But JJ, that's finally, and thanks for setting record straight on this because we're splitting hairs over it. I mean, this thing where PURC always, or these utility companies propose tariffs, and then governments shoot it down. They want 100% of what they are proposing, and then they are giving, say, 2%, 3%, 5%, 10%, and so on. And then the same people, we turn around and blame them for their inability to fix the mess at their end. Yes, never mind some of those problems are human, could be due to incompetence in some cases. But we also know that there are aspects of it which has to do with technology. The machines, most of them are obsolete. They say, give us money, let's buy new machines and fix the problems that, you know, is causing us to always come back to you and review tariffs. So we won't give you, we don't have money. I mean, when are we going to end this merry-go-round?
You are right. They need money. But you see, they also have to be efficient.
Okay.
When I assumed office as minister, I cut ECG's budget by 200 million. The current ECG MD has reviewed all the contracts and cancelled more than 200 contracts. Why would ECG spend 8 billion to buy mostly cables in 1 year? Some of the cables will last for 15 years. So in as much as we want them to get the needed revenue, they should be disciplined. They should cut costs and bring about a high level of efficiency. You would see at the end of this year that ECG's procurement, as against last year, is just about 30%. How come we are still doing 30% and we are seeing some improvement? What are we doing different that the previous system did not do? So you have a genuine point. And I always tell them, look, I empathize with you, the utilities, you need money. But let us bring about efficiency, let's cut costs, let us ensure that we serve the people well. Ghanaians are rational. Look, this one CD that you call Dumsor Levy or whatever, I cannot say that everybody is entirely happy that he's paying one CD. But I can tell you the majority of the people seeing the benefits and seeing the results, they are quite happy and they will be willing to sacrifice. So let's, within ourselves, do what is right, do what is proper. And I'm very happy with the high level of efficiency. This year, we spent a chunk of the money to buy transformers. But when we assumed office, a lot of the transformers were overloaded. So we've injected more than 200 transformers in Accra alone in order to stabilize the system. So we'll continue working. Yes, the utilities won't get everything they need. MPs, even though we are political, we don't get everything we need. Egyapa will confirm that, look, no worker gets everything that he or she wants or needs. But whatever you get, let's maximize the use of it. Then it will be a justification to ask for more. And I think that attitude is what is helping us so far. We are not entirely out of the woods. As I sit as minister, we have serious challenges, but from where we took over and where we are headed, and we'll show you the results. If you take IPPs, for instance, we are paying them double what they were paid last year. So what it means that the budget wouldn't be constrained compared to that of last year. If we can continue like that over a couple of years, I'm very sure that the sector will be self-sustaining, and then we can even begin to post some positive results.
And can you do this for me? Just a quick one, just 30 seconds. Clarify this, and I want to be very definitive on this. The 1 CD per liter, is it strictly meant to buy fuel so that ECG doesn't bother itself, as it was doing in the past, to look for money to buy, and they owe a lot? Or there's a portion of it which is meant to deal with legacy debt?
The principal objective is to buy fuel.
Okay.
However, I put in the clause that says that even as we are buying these liquid fuels, we are bringing about efficiency. For instance, this year we've increased gas consumption from ENI from 250 to 270. We've increased gas consumption from tallow by another 30 or so scrap. So this year alone, we've increased gas consumption by 50. So if I consume more gas, instead of using this money to go and buy liquid fuel, I would rather prefer to use that money to pay for gas so that I'll save about 40% more. That's one. Two, in the event that we consume gas and so we make some savings, we'll use part of that savings to pay for legacy debt.